Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming here. We're very happy to have all of you. Just wanted to introduce us. This is ASD Surfaces. We specialize in high-end finishes, obviously in the South Florida Design Park, and we're super happy to have all of you guys with us today. I'm also super happy to present Allison Eden. She is a beautiful artist out of Brooklyn and specializes in custom glass mosaics, and we're just here to talk about a little tidbit of her work and her designs and get a little spiel.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Of course, thank you.
So hi guys, I'm Allison from Allison Eden Studios. I manufacture glass mosaic tile in Brooklyn. We do, I have 3 different collections. My first collection is all done by hand. We do murals and patterns. If you can think it, we can do it. Our second collection is our ready to ship collection, which you'll see here in all the smaller boards, and those are all in stock in New York and ready to ship. And the last collection is our what we're launching today, which I'm really excited about, is our new stone collection. We're offering 5 of my oldest patterns in 8 different colorways, which can also be customized. What's really nice about the stone is that I used 3 different textures. Every pattern has a leathered, a polished, and a honed texture in every one. So they're so textural and they're wonderful. I am actually really new to stone, and I don't know what took me so long. Stone is so fabulous. With my glass, I've never been able to really do a lot of flooring. So now I can do all those crazy wild patterns in marble and stone, so that it's very, very exciting for me. I started making mosaics 30 years ago. It was a hobby. I was in fashion school at FIT in New York City, and I walked by a store that sold glass, and I walked in and I walked out with glass and never went back to school, basically. But I was interning at Nautica, and I was actually the copy girl, and I would make little samples and I would keep them at my copy machine. So when somebody said, hey, I need 100 copies, I'd be like, okay, here's your 100 copies. Which, are you looking to renovate or redecorate? And maybe I can help you with some renovations you're doing. And 99%, well, basically all the time, everybody was like, no. Nobody. So I would go on my lunch break and I would go to different showrooms in the garment center, and I would show them my little samples that it was basically broken glass glued with Elmer's glue to a box, or whatever I could find in the garbage. And I would just lay them on the table and say, I can do anything. I can do walls and floors. I had no idea what a tile was. Not a clue, but I just knew it was such a beautiful, glass was just so gorgeous and I had never seen it as a wall finish. And so I walked into a tile store one day, not understanding what it was, and the lady that owned the tile store grabbed my stuff and said, do this vignette, this vignette, this vignette, and she gave me the whole entire store to do. And I sat on the floor with Elmer's glue and I just glued up pieces. And that was really the beginning of how I started. And then I took out some ads in the yellow pages. I wasn't even sure what I was. There was no name for it. So I said I started at A. I was an architect. I was a contractor. I was a baker. I was anything where I could actually buy an ad to try to promote what I was doing, which I didn't even know what I was doing. And I got a call from a contractor who was building a Burger King in New York City. And he said, I got your name out of the yellow pages because I had the biggest ad. And he said, do you do commercial flooring? And I was like, of course I do. You've come to the right place. This is all I do. So I rented a car, I drove to Home Depot, and I bought a video on how to tile a floor and watched the video, and I showed up to the job with my, my invoice book, 001, and I tiled their floor. And that was my very first job. And so that's basically how all my jobs, like how I actually learned. But 30 years of, taking projects that I had no idea what I was doing and learning from them, I feel like I've perfected my craft, and I could basically build a house at this point. And so, but what I really do is I absolutely love creating murals and like really helping our dealers and our showrooms give you guys something very, very unique. You walk into a store and you basically see the same things over and over. I can help you custom design something so beautiful that a feature wall, niches, powder rooms are always my favorite rooms to do. Because that's really, when your friends come over, that's where the party is. Like, go into the powder room and they look around, make them see something fabulous. And I can help you create that. I do drawings for you. If you want to do a floral mural, I'll do all the drawings for you and help you with the colors. I will match any fabrics and wallpapers to your color palette and really just help you throughout the whole process and make something very, very unique. And so that's where, I'm trying to find, most of this is the stone, but the murals are just, they're really wonderful. They're what? Okay. So I do a lot of casinos, and because they're just so vavoom, I guess I'm not sure the word, but they're really fun, and they're sparkly, and mind you, we make them all by hand. So during production, if you need something changed or you need something altered, we can always help you. I love sending progress pictures so you can see what we're working on. And it's really nice since everything, creating in New York City, not a lot of people are doing that anymore. And I really believe a U.S. made product is very, very important. It's kind of a fleeting thing, but I think it's very, very important to keep American-made products producing, and so to me that was it's very, very important to keep our handcrafted work out there and with our dealers. And what? Oh, well, every project. Oh yeah, well, I cut everything by hand, and everything's different. So if you're designing, one house, it will never look like the next house, because you'll put your touches. And in a world where everything is so photographed, and on Instagram, people want those.
Photoshop.
The what?
Where everything's Photoshop.
Right, where everything's Photoshopped, but ours doesn't need to be. And everybody's always looking for those Instagram walls, or a place to take. Everyone's become so narcissistic where they need selfies of themselves. Like, you can create that selfie wall for them. And I do a lot of restaurants for those walls, so people can come in and take the pictures of themselves. And it's all about themselves now, but it's really about the background. So I can help you create something so interesting and fabulous and one of a kind, and it makes you look so above and beyond, because it's not, oh, I've seen that, I've seen it here, I've seen it here. We're a very small studio, and we're really proud of what we do, so we're never going to give you the same thing. And like I said, with colors, when you come into the showroom, I have hundreds of colors. I can't send boxes of hundreds, but if you do have swatches of your fabrics and wallpapers, send them to me, and I will cut you swatches to use on your projects. What else do I have to say? So we have hundreds of patterns, and gosh, sky's the limit. How we do it? Oh, sure. So, okay. Well, I'll tell you. Okay. Oh, So I'm really excited. I have a license now. I created a beautiful collection with AKDO. It's exclusively for them and for their dealers. And so this is Botanicus, and this is the leaves. They're really, really wonderful. They're 9 SKUs, so they're 3 different patterns. Where's the coral? That one is, for Florida, you guys have got to see. Okay, I'll show you a picture, because they don't have a big board. But here, and it's all in glass. So if you can see, let's see. They have small ones, but and there's a fire coral that they need to have, so you'll be getting that one soon. I just think if you're in Florida, you need a coral glass wall. I mean, does this not scream Florida? When I actually created it, I created this collection in the middle of winter in a Brooklyn warehouse. And in the most industrial, ugly area, they film Law and Order on my block. It's so ugly. And all I kept thinking about is how much I wanted to be in Florida. I love it here more than anything. This is like, I will retire here, but I'm not anywhere near that yet. But it's just I feel like the colors and the weather and the flowers, everything is like singing all the time here. You don't know how lucky you are to be here. So this collection was all about Florida and my love for this state and everything about it. So the blooms, just everything was in bloom for me. The smells of Florida are just beautiful, everything. So so on the back side of this wall is a large panel that you can see, so it's all about nature and the world we live in and how we really need to respect our earth. And it's all about, trees, the oceans, and flowers. So, and I just thought it was actually a very, very important collection to create, because if people really looked around and to see how beautiful our world is, there might be more love and happiness. So that's what I really created this collection for. And it made me really happy in the studio to be seeing such color and, on a gloomy day in Bushwick, New York. So I feel like sometimes when you're in, not the most wonderful areas, you create even better because you are thinking, you're dreaming it. And so what you dream really can come to life. So where this came from was, I thought it's bursting with happiness. And I feel like that's what we need right now. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Do you guys have any questions for me? Oh, thank you.
For example, something like the leaf emerald, what's the measurement? Does it come like one by one? Does it come on a mesh? How do I install?
They come mesh mounted. They come like a jigsaw puzzle.
Right.
Well, all of our work comes like a jigsaw puzzle that will interlock. And it comes, I think, like about 2.09 square feet per, approximately.
Okay.
It all depends, but 1.79,
So like
something
2
like
by
that.
2 or
Yeah,
something
like
that.
but they'll all interlock into each other.
Right, and if I would like to use it, let's say for a wall, we just cut on the ends, just like
Like
any
a rug.
regular tile.
Oh yeah, just any regular tile. It's a tile.
It's a tile.
And so all of our patterns have been created to interlock. And years ago, I still do made to measure, but sometimes, and I know with a lot of building going on in Florida, new contractors, they might not be able to measure correctly. So things change. So we do interlocking. Hold on, I'm about to choke. Sorry.
Of excitement from your beautiful product.
Sorry. Okay. But so we do both ways, made to measure and the.
We can cut.
Sorry.
No, don't worry.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Allison, can you talk about the durability? You've got the glass and you've got the stone. Can you share about the durability of glass?
Glass glass is wonderful. Let me grab one for you. I'll grab one of my favorite colors, the gold. It's super, super durable. Once it's like on a board, it is indestructible. So I actually did this in a ripple mirror in silver in my own home. And my kids rode big wheels over it. It's fine. It's just as durable as anything. If you're gonna drop a heavy bottle, you're gonna break anything. But once it's adhered to the cement board, I mean, you could basically drop anything on it and it will be fine. It's
used vertical or floor applications on the glass?
okay, so for flooring, I would use size pieces like the smaller squares. That's perfect. But I do mostly, I actually prefer walls because you see it, bless you. So you can see the walls, you know, like I love vertical because that's what you see.
Yeah.
And they don't really, like there's never any issues.
But durability for floors?
Durability for floors, I would only do the smaller pieces.
Commercial and residential?
Commercial, yes. I've done casinos with you know, in these sizes. Okay. They're totally perfect.
What about water?
Water? Oh, I do swimming pools.
Perfect.
Tons of swimming pools. I actually did the greatest swimming pool in this iridized blue. I don't know if you can see.
Beautiful.
The entire swimming pool. It was so beautiful.
Does it need to be a certain format, certain size?
I did this size. It turned out so incredible. It's not even a pool, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen because it glistens iridescent from under the water.
And the sun reflects.
Oh, and then I did her pool liner all in pink. So I have a whole fun collection of those too.
Have you worked on cruise ships?
Oh yeah,
it's
cruise.
A lightweight
oh yeah, tons
product.
of cruise ships, airplanes. Cruise ships are easy because it's a great client because they're always renovating and they're always
cruise ships? Which cruise lines?
Oh gosh, from RCCL, like everyone you can imagine, Carnival, because they're always having to rent. They're floating casinos, is what these cruise ships are, and they always have to be on top of doing something fabulous because they get old so quick.
What casinos have you done?
Oh, okay. So in Las Vegas, I've done from Caesar's Palace, Wynn, Encore, Mirage, Cosmopolitan, Circa, Rio. I've done a little in everyone, a little.
Are they
or
still
big.
installed
Oh,
there?
they're all still,
They're
yeah.
still-
And I mean, it's sad, but like we do a lot of restaurants inside also. You know, restaurants come and go in Las Vegas, so I get so bummed when they that one left. But they're always coming. But then new ones come, and we do those too. Let's see, the cruise ships. Those are just. It's nice.
So commercial, residential.
Tons of commercial. I love doing nightclubs. Oh, in Florida, let's see, I did Live Nightclub. I've done the Fountain Blue, the Breakers, Spa. I did. Oh God, I did so much work in Spa that it could be probably like one of our probably our biggest project in Florida. I mean, everywhere you look that you see glass, I did. So I really want to go see that. 'Cause I never get to really see. I did the ceilings and tons of fun stuff.
Allison, can you talk
Yeah.
about the creative process? So designers working on a project, they've got, they're working with their client, they've got some colorways, they've got some fabrics and materials, and how does that work with working with the showroom to work with you on the creative process?
Okay, so you would bring in, your fabrics and your wallpapers, and then tell me a little bit about the client. The client's looking for, well, you had a client come in today and she said, and she was looking and I was showing her things. She goes, she doesn't want any circles. She only wants geometrics. Loves diamonds. Well, I made a diamond. I showed her the diamond. She's already getting it for her dining room. And then this is a diamond also. We're gonna do matching insets. So if I kind of understand what the client likes, even if they have a Pinterest page, just give me an idea and then I will do drawings for you. I will help you sell. I will help you sell it to the client.
So those individual diamonds and stuff,
Oh,
Make them on a large scale?
yes. Okay, so I also sell to galleries, but I keep my tile business and my artwork separate. I've exhibited at Art Basel for years, and actually this last Art Basel I had 2 solo shows, one at the, what was the hotel? The SLS, and then another one at the Pelican Hotel. Sorry, I didn't know you guys. I would have invited you all. But so I do artwork, but they don't know I really make tile.
And talk about Bloomingdale's, that shoe.
Oh gosh, well, so I do sculptures. I do a lot of sculptures, and so Bloomingdale's, they're wonderful. They have.
The window.
I do. I've done the window at least 15 times. It's really nice. Bloomingdale's likes to support New York artists, and so they came to my studio one day and they just handed me an envelope and they said, "Will this be enough to do our Christmas windows?" And I was like, "Holy yeah, I'll do them forever." And so I did like the first Christmas, and then they asked me to do a monster shoe, huge high heel, and then I did a huge diamond sculpture. It was Tom Ford. Tom Ford was launching his perfume, so we did literally. It's like 12 feet high and huge. And then I did, 40 carats, their famous ice cream. Well, if you don't know, and you do go to Bloomingdale's, you have to get their yogurt because it's like world famous. So I did a huge, like 10-foot yogurt for. So I do sculptures all over their store.
In a studio of how many square feet?
Oh gosh, well, it's a little bit bigger than this. It's taller though, maybe 4,000 square feet. But it's nice because it's a building that I can get big, huge sculptures in and out of. We've really grown out of it, but New York real estate is a little bit like precious, so we can't really move anywhere. We used to have a really huge space across from Macy's in the Garment Center on 35th and 7th, and my rent went from which was high at the time, it was like $6,000, and I was like, oh God, that's a lot. But it went to like 30,000 because we had the whole floor, and we had been there for like 20 years. And so I thought they were joking, and they weren't. So we had to go. So we moved to Brooklyn. But I actually think Brooklyn is so great. It's so creative, wonderful people, and it's a great vibe to be around. I was getting the UPS guy was getting like parking tickets every day. I couldn't get deliveries. I was just, they made manufacturing in New York City very, very hard. And we were, pushing out lots of, and the UPS drivers, they were used to picking up, they were happy to pick up an envelope, not like 40, 50-pound boxes.
So explain, your glass is made in Brooklyn?
Yes.
And your stone?
Yes.
Is made?
In Asia.
Correct.
Yes.
So the stone cuts, palletized, and shipped direct?
Yes.
Certain all custom? Or
Oh, yes. Okay. So we just got this today. So I have 8, so there are 5 patterns, 8 curated colorways. But if you find, for instance, the overlapping bubbles, you can choose, which is really fun. You could choose 3 different finishes in all these different colorways. But then in the catalog, it has the curated colors. So you can really have fun with it and create whatever, your colorway.
So if they wanted a different design that is not offered in the stone collection.
Oh, sure.
But they want one of the designs that you've curated in stone, would you be able to offer
Yes.
that as well?
Yes. I can do any of our patterns in stone or in glass. So yes.
And lead times? What do we look
Lead times for the glass in the studio, it's about 4 weeks. Ready to ship, like this would be ready to ship. It could leave the same day.
Can you explain ready to ship means it's in stock?
Oh, ready to ship, like I have 14 patterns, and we have catalogs. You can see which are the patterns. And so the 14 patterns are in stock in Brooklyn, ready to ship. Maybe they'll be ready to ship in Florida soon. That would be wonderful. Like, you're gonna have, yeah. Oh, budgets? Oh, they retail for, say, like 45 and up, but mostly around $45, $50 range for ready to ship. But they can ship the same day. And then custom is always, all depends on which glass we're using. But if, for instance, if you want to do something custom, I would say in the glass that we're really fast. You could just give me the colors that you want to use. I'll create a sample for you immediately, and you'll have your sample within no time, like less than a week.
What's the size of the largest mural you've made?
Oh goodness, 1,000 feet? I mean, I don't know. Like, you know, it just, I mean, here's a big one. I mean, we don't really have it could just keep, we could just keep going. It doesn't have to end. We just keep on shipping you, and you can just keep on adding to it. And
You have a question?
How long does it take you to come out with a new collection, like this one that you were inspired for Florida? Like, how long did it take you to do that, to come up with it?
not very long at all. I just had this idea, and I just started doing it, and presented it to AKDO, and they were like, yeah, love it. Like, it had meaning. A lot of these collections have a lot of meaning for me.
And then
so,
when do you know when to stop? Like, when do you know, like, okay, this
there's
is,
no stopping. Are
there's
you
the-
kidding?
This is the collection.
Oh,
this is it.
well, they're
This is-
still always changing. Like, I keep making new colorways, and I don't know, it's always, you know, revising and changing and adding, and
And that's the artist, though. I mean,
oh.
you know, but that's what artists do, right? They
Yeah,
stop
but it's really nice to have, I mean, I think I could be very helpful for you guys in creating something unique for your client. Use me. If you have, you know, you want, your client just loves butterflies, let me know. I will create a wall of butterflies for you that will, you know, be so impressive for you to show your client, and it will be helpful for them to visualize, because I'll send you, you know, a whole color palette along with drawings and
And it also makes the designer's job a lot easier.
yes, let me help you. Use me.
To their client.
Yes, there's nothing I like more than drawing and creating something fabulous. So,
Does anybody else have any questions in the meantime? Anybody else?
I have a question. What about grout, cement? What do you recommend? Do you have specifications for that kind of thing?
yes, so the grout that I use sanded grout with everything. And you can use any
Any grout.
company, any company is fine. I use Lauderdale because they give me all of my materials. So since for now, like almost 30 years, they pull up a truck and they drop off, you know, a whole truckload of grout and glue. So I love them. I mean, who wouldn't, you know, like, I don't know any other kind, because anytime they have a new product, they load up my whole studio with it. And we just start playing with glitter grouts and all these new type of epoxy grouts. So I find it's like working it's like going to art school. You know, you're always playing with things and coming up with new exciting patterns and creations.
I have another.
Grout that has to be used.
No, you could use any grout. Oh, and this can also be backlit. For instance, all of our glass is translucent. I don't know if you could see. Can you see that? You can actually glue this to plexi with a to backlight it, and these are fabulous. Absolutely wonderful. Like, it doesn't have to just be glued onto a cement board. You can actually backlight the artwork. Can you imagine if this was backlit? I mean, this would just turn, you know, this would just turn into a whole nother dimension. Yeah, so that's like another thing you could do.
Yes. We have one more question.
Yes.
And the stone has to be sealed?
Yes. All stones should be sealed, yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Anybody else have any questions in the meantime? No?
I don't have a question, but I just want to give accolades to Allison. Coming from the tile and lighting industry, you're an inspiration, I think, not only to me, but I'm sure everyone in this room. Just your energy is priceless, so never
Thank you.
stop. Everything is absolutely beautiful that you've shown, so thank you for coming from New York to Florida.
Thank you.
It's great to see all of your new pieces. So
Oh, thank you.
I'm excited to see what else comes up.
Oh, one more thing. Before, so if you don't need a tile, we make them in fabric now too. So if you need any fabric, this one is actually the Botanicus.
How beautiful.
So just in case you need fabric, wall coverings. Just kidding. I made it for myself, but that was like, my little fun project.
Since you're doing fabrics now, are you going to go into wallpaper also?
Well, I do wallpaper too. I do, that's more of a fun project for me. I really haven't done much with it except for I've made samples and I've made my own clothes. That's as far. I think it would be fun to take it further, but I really haven't because I'm always really busy with the tile. I mean, I just love glass and I do love sewing because that was my major, and I find it's very nice, to create, outfits to wear, but and seeing it but I haven't really done too much with it. Maybe one day.
Furniture line, pillows.
Oh yeah, I did pillows. I mean, you name it, I've done it all. But really, when I go back to my tile, it's really all about the glass and.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming, and I hope it was inspiring. And if I can help you in any way create a fabulous project, please, let us know.
Thank you.
Look, Mom. I made that.